Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. This is the second reading, or the extended reading from this morning. So if you haven't seen this morning's, I'd go check that one out first. This one will make a lot more sense with that one in tow. Alright, so we were looking about planting the seeds, working the magic, making sure that we're making the right choices now in the life that we're building for ourselves, being really having craftsman abilities, of really paying attention to detail, being dedicated to what we're doing. With the ninth house, with exploration, it's exploring what you may like. This could even be exploring. There was a great emphasis on travel for some of you, which is something I usually don't get, but for some of you, they're saying don't limit yourself to the possibilities, just that you can see around you if there's a possibility of you traveling and expanding your repertoire of knowledge, so that you have even more choices to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to let them, this is the Star Codes Astro Oracle. So two came out. You have the third house, communication, and of course Uranus, okay, which is change. Really and truly, they're really emphasizing a lot. You have 25-7 with change, 7 of Pentacles, really emphasizing on the need to do something different. And again, you have like this wheel, the emphasizing on the wheel of change, of trying to do something different, something new in your life, okay? This one you have 41, it's number 5. These are like, communication, yeah. I feel this is something as well that they want me to add in to here. You're going to have to work on your communication skill for the time that's coming up for you, Pisces. I feel that sometimes we have a hard time saying to people what we want. Either we feel like we've been run over. You ever have this? You're trying to talk, but because you're not talking fast enough, people kind of run you over with their thoughts. And that can be very frustrating. So it's time for you to really work on the way you communicate, okay? And who you're communicating with. It's okay to be able to take your time, and it's okay to tell people to slow down, that you need to communicate with them, okay? Even if you feel that you saying, whoa, you're going too fast, may hurt their feelings, it's okay. It's okay, they need to slow down, okay? So I'm going to read the communication. It's the third house. If your chart were a village map, the third house would represent your local neighborhood, primary school, and corner pub. It symbolizes how you learn, communicate, and move around your familiar world based on your sibling-like relationships and the people in your local environment. Check the lines of communication and your thinking process. First, repair any actual technical glitches, loose wires, computer, phone problems. Then take this metaphor a step further and look on how your messages are sent and received. Make sure you understand what was intended and ask other people what they heard you say. Okay, so that's exactly what they're talking about here. Okay, and the challenge even is talking about chatter is not the same as communication. Okay, so in other words, that's what I was talking about when I was feeling that chattering. You know, I could see it. Like sometimes you feel like people are talking over you, or they're going, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but they're not letting you finish your thoughts. They think they know where you're going to, and you need to do the same as well. You can't tell people, yeah, I know what you're doing. Really sit and listen. The slow up period that we've been going through is good for you and for people around you, okay? Really try to slow yourself down. Try to let them speak and take your turn to speak as well. And if they're not letting you take your turn after you've been very kind, and let them speak without interrupting, let them speak without interrupting, then it's time for you to go, okay, I let you speak. Do you mind giving me the same opportunity? That's it. You don't have to go overboard. People will actually stop because you're actually stopping them in their tracks, okay? You're saying, I'm trying very hard to listen to what everybody has to say, give them a chance to get it out. I just want the same in return. That's it. Okay. So the Uranus card for is for change. Okay. And that says it acts like a cosmic clutch. It takes us out of one gear and after some chaos shifts us into a new one. I love that. Okay, it's the modern co-ruler of Aquarius and takes 84 years to round the zodiac. Takes a while. So it was the first planet we discovered once a telescope broke the boundary of our known solar system and coincided with the Industrial Revolution when many technical and cultural assumptions broke apart. It embodies difference and eccentricity as it rotates in the opposite direction of most other planets, and at an approximate right angle to them with one pole pointing towards the sun. Okay? So this is asking you to surprise or be surprised. Be ready to shift gears. Again, the emphasis on just moving. Okay? It's time to experiment, try a fresh approach or new road entirely. If your life were a garden, if your life were a garden, I repeat, now would be time to scatter handfuls of diverse seeds. I'm not making that up. Water them all, see what grows robustly, and weed the rest later. Okay. It says urgent anxiety can be a symptom of a Uranian restlessness, so rather than just flailing about, look for the root cause and ask what change would actually solve the problem. We've talked about that in depth last week. If you haven't seen those videos, go ahead and watch those. Okay? What looks like a disaster may bring a wild opportunity. If you're thrown a sudden or shocking change, assume that you're being tossed out of the nest into a potentially heroic journey. Chaos can be an important catalyst and a unnerving moment caught between forms. The discomfort allows and propels you to transform, become your most authentic, eccentric self. You are just what is needed. I love these words. You are just what is needed in this world. Okay? So it encourages technical upgrades, cutting-edge approach. What that means, acquiring new equipment, new skills. Okay? So prepare for an evolutionary leap. Shocking circumstance can force you to engage gifts you didn't know you had and help you transform. Okay? You are not those external attributes in transformation. You will not dissolve. So you're not going to suddenly come apart. You are going to be strong enough. A caterpillar is still internally the same creature once it becomes a butterfly. Absolutely. You're just taking a different form. Okay? So broaden your horizons, Pisces. I feel that this reading is telling you to broaden your spectrum. Really, really, open yourself up to all these different things. I'm going to take some cards from the Healing Light Tarot. I haven't used this deck in a while. King of Cups. Yeah. The King of Cups is always the king. I love the King of Cups. The King of Cups makes me feel like there's hell breaking loose, but the King of Cups is always like sitting in complete Zen-like emotional comfort. It's inviting in this energy right now for you, Pisces, because some of you are probably at the edge of going, I don't know what to do, don't know where to go, don't know where to throw myself. And it's really, you've got the Three of Wands saying, the Four of Wands that came out for the reading today was like, you are at a point where you are looking where you've been, where you want to go. You're really starting to put stuff in play and grow it. But really, your journey starts with the first step. Okay? Of any direction. The more you stay stuck, the longer you are not doing what you are meant to be doing. Okay? The longer you're just holding out in your magic. You have the magic. You have so many choices. So many things to explore. Okay. I choose to live with ease. And that's, how are you complicating your life today? That's the big message here. How are you complicating things, Pisces? King of Wands. Take the lead. Take the lead. 2 king energies. Beautiful. You have the emotional maturity to sit when crap hits the fan. And you also have the fire of the King of Wands to just grab your lust for life and the things that you've always wanted to do and go after them. Okay? Some people say, well, I can't change my life overnight. They're not asking you to. They're asking you to take those steps, those first steps. Okay? Plan a trip. Even if it's a small trip. You never know what will happen just by changing your direction. Okay? You don't know who you're going to meet, where you're going to go, what you're going to do, but it'll never be boring, I can tell you that much. Never had a trip or somewhere that I've gone to visit that I haven't retained something that's been really nice about it. Okay? Something that I can hold on to, something that I can work with. Even if it's just a neighboring town. The Hermit, right. It gives you wonderful insight. They're asking me to talk about just a couple weeks ago, I went out to a neighboring town and took a beautiful picture of a waterfront property. It's about an hour away from me, and every year we go there just to have lunch or something, and sitting there I take pictures, and I cannot take a bad picture of this place. It's like physically impossible. And it really, the Magician card was just telling me, it makes me feel magic. It makes me feel like I'm not an amateur photographer, that I'm actually like a professional photographer when I take these pictures, because they're so gorgeous. And every year I take one and it blows, like it just completely blows my mind just how beautiful it is. And the fact that it brought out some really artistic beauty and all of that out of me just indicates to me that even moving myself to that different location and taking pictures and breathing the air and being outside really brought in some wonderful insights. And the Hermit card is talking about that too. Okay? It also helps you go back inside of yourself, do an inward journey, get some introspection and wisdom and perspective. Okay, perspective also comes when you explore your area or further than your area or your spirituality. Being in the same spot all the time, that leaves you kind of it's not that you can't get insight, but it really seriously curtails all that you could be doing. Okay? So don't block yourself in too much. This journey of us trying to do stuff, the Judgment card came out, is not really about us being a hermit in the way that, you know, we stay put and we shield ourselves from the world. These need reads in November, they're about trying to expand ourselves in ways without being subjected to the negativity from outside. So it doesn't mean hiding away. It means just protecting ourselves from negativity. Big, big difference, okay? The Judgment card coming out, it's just shining a light. It's reviewing. It's a lot like the Four of Wands. There's a lot of review involved, but there's change. The difference is that there's change involved. You're not just sitting there remembering, oh, well, this is what I've done and where I want to go. The Judgment card is asking you, this is go time, okay? You've reviewed, okay? And you've seen that certain things need to be changed. So plucking the weeds out is the release and change part of it, okay? You're releasing it and you're changing the situation. So this reading is really about changing your situation, whether it's travel, whether it's the way you think, whether it's releasing old beliefs, whether it's the way you are communicating. There's communication here. It's choosing to live with ease, but it's also seeing how you can... Life does not have to be as difficult. Sometimes make it complete the sentence. One way I could make my life be easier is by starting, okay? I find that this card came out mostly just to say that by sitting and being in the same space all the time, you're not making your life any easier. You're just running around in circles in your mind, okay? I know this card can mean a whole bunch of different things, but for this reading, the big message is: stop being inside of your head. Stop going around in circles. Stop protecting yourself but from experiencing life. Just protect yourself from negative energies. And now is time for you to just go out there and do more. Okay? Even if it's for your own, it's for others. Whatever is pleasing you right now, whatever's good in your heart, whatever makes you feel like you're propelling forward, that's where you should be putting your energy at. Okay? Alright, let's see what else we can get here. Okay. Right. And again, Pisces, Spirit wants to remind you that this is about your own, putting stuff in your own baskets, okay? This is your sense of balance, not what anybody else wants. Always question when you're doing something if you're being influenced by others. The thing is that we always are influenced by others. Right from the beginning, when we're very young, we're told by our parents what to do, where to go, and what our lives are going to look like. It's just something that happened, and that has been happening for a long time. It's not to hate your parents or anything. I mean, you know, this is stuff that we're learning now. This is the new knowledge that is coming in is more based on just living a life of being content and finding your own road, your own path. Okay. The people who come in as our parents were supposed to be guides for us to, at the beginning in our lives, but they were supposed to be guiding us to find our own path. Somewhere along the way, things got a little distorted, and then people wanted you to follow certain paths. And there's no right or wrong, but at this point, you need to really focus on your path, okay? And with the societies changing the way they are, where people are waking up and they don't want to work for so little money and have zero time to even know they exist because they're too tired to know. These things are going to be changing, and it's going to upset a lot of apple carts. Okay, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, do your best. Do your best. Change along. Make it fit. Okay, that's a big thing. Make it fit. There are many ways to do things. Many, many, many ways to prepare fish, to prepare any meal. Okay, there are many ways to do all kinds of things. If it comes down to like money or time, there are more ways than the ones you've been shown. Okay, you can live with many people and have lower bills and make your dreams come true. There are many ways to travel to different places. There's a lot of possibilities. You just have to be open to them. You can't be sitting there going, I can't do it the way I want to do it. But is there any other way you can do it? Okay? So, and they're showing me if you're traveling somewhere and you want to go visit someplace and all you're thinking about is the luxuries that you're going to have when you get there. Are you doing it to visit the places, to know about the cultures and be diversified, or are you going there for the hotel room and the all-you-can-eat bar, the buffet, you know? Like, this is what they're saying. Like, figure out what you want and then do it. Do it, okay? Figure out what's important to you and why it's important to you. There are many ways to do things. The Four of Wands came out again. So this is, again, a card of celebration. It's saying that you have a lot to be grateful for and a lot to celebrate right now, Pisces. I like that. That's good. That works for me. But there's more to come. The 4 is a small number. It's not... You're just at the beginning of the journey here. Okay? The 7 of Pentacles, you guys, okay? So now it's like they're starting the reading all over again. For me, that's what it feels like. Very important. Assess what you want. Figure out where you've been and where you want to go. What's really important to you? What kind of communication? It's time to go into the nitty-gritty of things. Like, really, really dig in deep. Really go in far enough to find out exactly what you want. What is the purpose of everything that you so-called want and need? Okay. I was talking about vacations. They're saying maybe that the reason, I'm not saying that the buffet and the hotel room is wrong, but maybe the reason you're going to this vacation is to get a rest. And they're saying there's different ways of doing it. You don't have to travel to a different country to do that as well. You can travel to a different town. And the sights will look different, and you can still get that amount of pampering, okay? So that's their whole point in this. Figure out what's priority for you. What do you need? What are you looking for? Be precise. Be really straightforward with what you want and what you need. So there's a lot of introspection going on here. All right. Okay, so you have the Hierophant, right? So it's all about conditioning, belief systems. It's about blowing those away. It's about, instead of just defaulting to, I want a vacation, it's time to really question what it is about it that you want. And find different perspectives and ways of doing it. If you really want a diversity, you can get it. Sometimes they're saying you can even find those diverse people down the road. Okay, you don't need to travel to a different country. You can just, let's say if you kind of, you know, if you're curious about Indian people, but Hindu, okay, Hindu people. You may have Hindu people living next to you or close to you that are available to you. You don't need to travel that far away. You can actually go and ask them about their way of thinking, their diverse way of being, and they can offer you a lot. And you also be interacting with other humans in your direct, you know, vantage point. So apply any other culture, and there's a vast amount of cultures. I'm just putting this one in here. Okay, you can ask and you can have that diversity if you simply look for it. You don't need to travel far, far away for it. You can as well. It's just that there are so many different ways of doing things. Some people get stuck inside of their minds. So explore, okay? Exploration keeps coming. Change keeps coming. Change your way of thinking. Explore the world in different ways. This is the big message that I'm getting here for this. All right, Pisces. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's a little bit... The energies were different today, but it's okay. The message has been put across. I'm sure some of you needed this message, and yeah, take care. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings, and I will see you tomorrow.